During 1920, the Italians, like most European countries, faced economic crisis. The people were living in poverty. The Italians were desperate for a strong leader who could lead them through hard times. That leader was Mussolini. He introduced fascism as their new political party. As Italy faced problems such as economic inflation and social unrest, people supported fascism since it would revive the economy. Fascism beliefs valued nationalism, militarism, along with strict censorship. Thus, with the help of Mussolini and the National Fascist Party, Italy was able to find effective solutions to overcome economic inflation and social unrest at that time. The National Fascist Party, led by Mussolini, rose to power because he was able to manipulate public opinion with the use of rhetoric. As a result, Mussolini was able to gain support from the Italians. This was possible since they were convinced by him, as he promised a strong government that would open more relations to other countries, which could bring national glory to Italy. By having more relations to other countries, the wealthy Italian business owners could benefit from other countries that would invest and bring raw materials to Italy. The three battles method proposed by Mussolini was also effective since it revived Italy's economy. The first one is called the Battle of Lira, second is the Battle of Land, and the third is the Battle of Grain. Many historians would agree that the Battle of Land is the most effective one because it created more business opportunities to be opened. With this policy, Italy was able to clear empty lands, slums, which can later be used for farming and other purposes that could boost the economy. For instance, building roads to improve Italy's infrastructure. To do so, Italy needed a lot of working force, so many Italians were hired at that time. As a result, it offered more job opportunities for the Italians, causing Italy's economy to improve. Up to this point, we can see that under Mussolini's control, Italy's economy improved since more industries were built, inviting more people to invest on Italy's property. Under Mussolini's authority, fascism had led Italy to achieve many positive things, especially to its economy. To re-establish the normal life back in Italy, he granted the 8-hour day to labor for every working individuals. As a result, workers were more motivated to keep working. With higher governmental income, Mussolini was able to use the fund to reform Italy's army. This is used to bring back the military government that existed before the war. Additionally, he also had established a successful financial policy that led Italy to a balanced budget during the economic crisis time. As a result of this, the state income had increased and inflation had been reduced. Thus, Italy began to have a stable financial income and was able to pay off their war debt that is about $850 million. Therefore, to some extent, fascism was effective in World War II because Italy's inflation had been reduced and they were able to pay off their war debt. 1923 was the start in the downfall of fascism in Italy. According to experts, one of the many reasons that caused fascism to be unsuccessful was because of the rise of anti-fascist movement. During the rise of nationalism, many people realized that fascism would generate war instead of peace because fascism aims to expand its rule to the neighboring nations. As a result, people turned back against Mussolini and the anti-fascist movement was created to end Mussolini's dictatorship. Thus, the downfall of fascism isn't only caused by the death of Mussolini in 1945, but also because people's fear of war. Fascism was effective in reviving Italy's economy. However, it created suffering for the citizens. Fascism, known to value nationalism, militarism, along with strict censorship, had led Mussolini to neglect the public's need. When people protested against Mussolini's tyrannical command, aggression was created within Italy. People who did not follow Mussolini's order were executed. Just like in North Korea, life under fascism do not give freedom to people. People were forced to obey Mussolini in order to stay alive. Therefore, to a great extent, fascism is ineffective. In my opinion, to a small extent, fascism could create a better society today. In today's world, we do face many problems in our society. China, as an example, scored 14.2% on its lack of economic opportunity and unemployment. With the use of fascism, because it uses the battle of land method, China would be able to lessen their world rank in lack of economic opportunity and unemployment because it clears out marshlands that would later be used to build more infrastructures. Ultimately, more working force is needed. On the other hand, fascism does not lead to happiness but causes suffering. Known from its nature of being aggressive, many were killed during the fascist movement when they rebelled against Mussolini's order. Thus, to a small extent, fascism could create a better society today because we do not want to only improve our country's economy but also creating happiness for everyone.